Hello kiddies, I'm Chris from TechSpert and I'm currently stood in a studio that is officially hotter than Satan's bowels. So if I'm looking a wee bit moist or I suddenly just seem to pass out for no reason, that's actually why. Now if you really like the look of that there Apple Watch but you absolutely can't stand Apple's guts, then your next best bet might be this wee blighter here, the Oppo Watch. It's a very familiar looking Wear OS smartwatch, even the box looks very familiar indeed, and it comes in two distinct flavours. You've got a compact 41mm version which will cost you 219 quid here in the UK, otherwise you can upgrade to this more beefy 46mm version which comes with a distinctly more premium price point of 369 quid. Definitely quite the price hike, but it's not just bigger, the 46mm version also boasts better specs and more features as well to make it worthwhile for those extra quids. But enough of the blah blah blah, let's get the 46mm Oppo Watch unboxed and take a full-on tour of that hardware and software. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Alright, excellent. I managed to make it through the entire intro without dropping unconscious, which I've got to admit I did not expect to happen. I'll take that as a sign that this unboxing is going to go really well. And there is the Oppo Watch 46mm version. Let's just get that wee bugger out. We're taking a good long look at that wee blighter soon, but let's just check out what else you get in the box. And it looks pretty straightforward actually. So you've got your obligatory bit of documentation, and you've got your proprietary charging dock for the Oppo Watch as well, which actually looks quite snazzy. When it comes time to charge up your Oppo Watch, just slap it in there, and as you can see it's nice and magnetic, so it won't go flying across the room if you accidentally fumble it. And that's all of that highly exciting shenanigans, so let's have a gander at the actual watch itself. So as I said back in my amazingly awesome intro, it's a very familiar looking watch. Basically, if you've seen an Apple Watch, you'll be getting some serious deja vu chills right now. Got an aluminium frame on there, definitely got a decent heft to it as well, something looks and feels rather premium. You've got your basic rubber strap attached as well at both ends, which should provide a nice comfortable wearing experience even if you've got it slapped on your wrist all day long every day. Should help your skin to breathe, especially if you're doing a good bit of exercise with it as well. But as you can see here, you've got two little buttons on the inside of the frame there as well. Just a quick push of those and you can snap that strap right off. It is a proprietary design again, of course, though, so you'll have to buy Oppo watch straps in order to get a different look and feel on the go. As for the colour, well, this meaty 46mm version comes in two hues. This is the glossy gold version, which is basically rose gold, not to everyone's tastes, but I rather like it. Otherwise, you can just grab it in a very straightforward black, if you like. Otherwise, if you want to grab the 41mm version of the Oppo Watch, well, that's available again in black or a sort of pinky gold, or you can also grab it in silver mist. Ooh, very fancy. There's also a slight difference with the water resistance as well. This 46mm version is good to depths of 50 meters. If you get the cheaper model, that's only good to depths of 30 meters, which isn't quite as good if you're a crustacean or a mermaid. Anyway, that's enough about the design. Let's see if this thing actually turns on. I'm guessing the bottom button with the coloration is actually the power button. Yes, it is. Go me. So of course, this is a Wear OS device, so you will need to download the Wear OS app onto your smartphone in order to get it all set up. Because as soon as I booted it up, I got this handy little pop-up on my Galaxy Note, so I'll just give that a quick tap. And there you go. As you can see, I pre-installed the Wear OS app because I'm a clever bastard like that. Just got to get the pair linked up. Should be nice and quick and easy. Yeah, that's all good. Pair and code matches connected. There you go. All right, so the Oppo Watch is all set up and ready for action. And anyone who knows Wear OS will know exactly what to expect from this bad boy here. If you swipe down, you'll access all of your various settings. As you see, plenty of stuff stacked away in there. Lots of nifty little toggles and shortcuts. Otherwise, of course, you can go into the full settings menu with a tap of the cog. So far, looks like all the stuff in there that you would expect. So for instance, you can quickly change up the watch face, adjust the brightness. Got all usual gesture shenanigans, including tilt and touch to wake. If you were to swipe this away, then you get access to all of your various tiles, which by default are mostly fitness based. As you can see there, you can see how well you've slept, how many steps you've taken, current heart rate measurement, all the good stuff. But if you actually press and hold on any of the tiles, you can remove any that you're not really that bothered about. So let's get rid of the sleep one, for instance, and then stick in some new stuff. So for instance, let's get a bit of next event agenda action on the go. If you swipe up, you'll access all of your notifications, and if you swipe to the right, then you'll access the Google Assistant, which can actually be activated at any point by saying the immortal words, or at least it should do, because I've activated it in the settings, but it doesn't seem to like it too much. Right, box you then, Google. But despite that epic fail there is actually a built-in mic here on the Oppo Watch, so you can just tap that little mic here and then say, "Hi, how you doing?"
"I'm great, thanks. I was just thinking how much I love a movie night on a weeknight. If you'd like me to recommend a movie, just say, recommend a movie. Goodfellas, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and Schindler's List.
Wow, really pulling out some classics there. Probably a bit deep for a Wednesday evening, unfortunately. I was thinking more along the lines of Jackie Chan. But as you can see there, you do have a built-in mic and a speaker as well. Oh, me. But as you can see there, you've got a built-in mic and a speaker, so that's great for Google Assistant shenanigans. You can also take calls on the Oppo Watch as well, although, as usual, you will look like a bit of a jobby doing so. And you've got full Wi-Fi support on both the 41 and the 46mm versions, but only the 46mm version has a built-in eSIM as well, so you can actually get full LTE action on the watch, bypassing your phone entirely. And what you get here on the 46mm version of the smartwatch is a glorious 1.91-inch AMOLED display, packing in 326 pixels per inch. It's certainly nice and crisp. Those colours are looking nice and punchy as well. And if we just boost up the brightness to the maximum level as well, get that pumped all the way up, yep, that should definitely do the job for outdoors shenanigans. That is positively eye-searing. And if you do go for the 41mm version of the Oppo Watch instead, well, that's a little bit smaller. It's a 1.6-inch AMOLED display and only 301 pixels per inch, but should still be nice and punchy and sharp as well. I gotta say, that main watch face is a wee bit cack, but thankfully you can swap it to one of dozens of others here on the Oppo Watch. Tap see more watch faces, and unsurprisingly you will see more watch faces, all kinds of different designs, analog and digital. Quite like the look of this sports one, that's quite snazzy, and of course quite a lot of these watch faces, as usual, are fully customizable, so you can change up the overall design, the aesthetics. And if you don't like any of that selection, no worries, you can just go on the Google Play Store and download literally hundreds, thousands of other watch faces from there. Slightly perturbing though is the fact that you don't appear to have an always on option, so if you dive into display there's no always option on there. And likewise here in the Wear OS app, if you dive into advanced settings, there's an always on screen option in there, but when you tap that, it just immediately deactivates itself, so it doesn't look like you can get that on the go. And also I really hope it's just because the Oppo Watch is busy setting itself up and everything, but it's getting really, really toasty right now. I've actually had a message flash up on the screen saying watch is getting hot, which is like, yeah, no Sherlock. In fact, it's so hot in this studio that bits of me are starting to melt and form a puddle on the floor as well, so I'm going to attribute that to some of the overheating issues. I couldn't even talk anymore, it's so hot. Anyhow, as far as the performance goes on this bad boy, it's a Snapdragon Wear 3100 chipset. So not the freshest new Snapdragon Wear 4100 Plus, but hopefully, touch wood on the Oppo Watch, it should do the job nicely. It certainly seems to be pretty slick and smooth so far. And of course it is a premium smartwatch, so you get all of the features you'd expect. As I say, this bad boy's got built-in Wi-Fi, LTE, you got your mic and speaker, you got NFC for your Google Pay action as well. If you tap this little button here, in fact, it actually brings up your list of apps, and you've got the Google Pay app right in there. And you do of course have a bit of 24-hour heart rate tracking as well, using the built-in heart rate monitor, for which of course I've had to slap it onto my slightly sweaty arm. As you can see, my heart is just about coping in the heat. And that heart rate monitor is also used for your bit of sleep tracking as well. You can again dive into that straight via an app, although as you can see there, only actually works between 8 PM and 10 AM the next day, so not good for you students or young people without kids basically. You've also got a bum load of fitness features, all of which can be accessed via the apps tray as well. So for instance, you've got your workouts, which you can access right here. So as you can see, fitness run, fat burn run, outdoor walk, outdoor cycling, or a good bit of swimming thanks to that water resistance. If you're not quite as dedicated as that, you've also got a selection of 5-minute workouts that you can dive into as well, which in my book is still about 4.5 minutes too long. And yes, it's quite a limited selection of exercise tracking here on the Oppo Watch, but don't forget you can download further fitness apps via the Google Play Store, so no worries on that front. You've got usual, as you can see, there's stopwatches and timers and all the other good stuff. And then of course all the Google Fit shenanigans are down below as well. So again, all the default exercise tracking that comes with Wear OS. And of course it's also worth mentioning that you do have your secondary button down here below. So the top button will load up your app straight and then also get you back to the main watch face. If you tap the bottom button, that will just load up your preferred app. So by default it is that fitness tracker. But if you dive into the Oppo Watch settings and then go to personalization, you can then change the hardware button setup. So as you can see there, it's set to workouts at the moment. Just change that to any preferred app. I'm going to set it to a good bit of breathing exercise action as well, because I like to self-meditate. And Oppo reckons if you're using all of those smart watch features, all of the fitness tracking and everything else, you get around 36 hours of use from a full charge here on the Oppo Watch. But of course that basically means you're going to be charging it every night if you want to make sure you make it through that second day. Otherwise, if you slap it into power saver mode, which it is in right now, you can get up to 21 days of use from the bad boy apparently. And as you can see, the UI is a lot more basic in this mode, but you do still have access to some of those features like the heart rate monitoring, like your steps tracking, And that's basically it, to be honest, but it can also flash up notifications as well. You just can't actually respond to them. And Oppo's VOOC flash charging is on board the Oppo Watch as well. They reckon you'll get a full day's use out of about 20 to 25 minutes at the plug, whereas about 75 minutes will get you fully charged from 0 to 100%. So there you have my full unboxing and tour of the Oppo Watch's hardware and software, all the various specs and features. Apologies if I missed anything off. My brains are actually leaking out of my ears right now, but I will have the Oppo Watch slapped on my wrist for the next couple of weeks, and I'll bring you my in-depth review of all of those good bits as soon as I'm ready. So please do slap your comment down below. It'd be great to hear what your early impressions of the Oppo Watch are. Is it a perfect rival to the Apple Watch for people who think that Apple are a massive sack of donkey balls? And please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Cheers everyone, love you.